So one of the tidbits that I said before is the clients will often ask you, this is what they want. And then as a consultant, your natural inclination is to jump up and down and try to give them exactly what they ask for. Okay, that's the worst thing you can possibly do. I never give customers what they want. I will, whenever somebody says this is what and the reason is, if I give them what they want, that's great, but if it's not what they need, they won't be happy. Okay, so how do you get what they need? You sit back and ask them, why do you want it? What business problem is this going to solve? How do you see it being implemented in the real world, impacting you, and so on? And then what you do is you start to build up a story around what your understanding of what their need is in terms of delivering that need. And then you break that story down into things like, is this going to require customization in TSM to do it? If it does, well, is there another way, a workaround in TSM that I could use that does this in a different way but achieves the same outcome without the customization? Sometimes the cost of the customization is not worth the benefit they get, or I just don't want to do the customization. So you always go back, and they'll appreciate it much more if you go back and throw it in their face and say, well, sorry, I can't really give you what you want until I understand what you need. And they'll appreciate that you're doing that sort of a job. So you always break it down into granular levels. So you need this to get this benefit. If I do this, this, and this in this way, will that give you what you're going to need? Tell the story from top to bottom. Yes, bottom line, great. Write that into a spec. Simplify it. Break it into steps if possible. Reevaluate that that's what it's going to do. Think about how that's going to impact on other parts of the system, because you can't put your blinkers on. It may be great and give them one thing, it goes and breaks everything else, for example. And if that all makes sense, then you put that you put that in a quotation and you estimate the time and effort to go and deliver that once it's been put past the the deployment team to to check that that's actually feasible and achievable and so on and so forth.